What's up, folks? Bit dark in here? Let's get some light on the subject. Today we're talking about light, and in particular we're talking about Lume Cubes. Ever heard of these? They're awesome, and this is what they can do for your imaging. Okay, so what we got are these awesome little cubes. They're only just over an inch square at the front. On the front element you can see here the LED light itself in the front face of the light, and on top here where the logo is on top you've got two little buttons. On the right side here you have a button that is for enabling the Bluetooth connection with your smart device, and the button on the left is the button that you use to activate the constant light and then step up through the 10 power settings of the constant light. And on the bottom also you have a 1/4-20 thread in order to be able to mount it onto a tripod, light stand, or any other connecting option that you may see fit, like for example this little table tripod, 1/4-20 thread. Okay, it just goes onto there. So that's your charging port at the back. I use a coin because I haven't got my blooming screwdriver to hand. Okay, that just pops out, and you've got your USB connector in the back there. That's where you plug in your USB cable to charge it. Now you can either use your computer or you can use a little power pack if you've got a power pack charger. Bearing in mind that on your little threaded port cover you've got a little kind of like O-ring, okay, to seal this unit, because they are actually waterproof. Down to 100 feet you can use these, so if you've got a little GoPro or whatever that you're using for scuba diving, you can take these with you. Okay, add some color to the fish, but obviously be careful if you get too close to the wildlife, you don't want to barbecue them, so be careful with the power settings. Okay, so always make sure that O-ring's nice and clean if you are going to use it in the underwater realm, otherwise you'll get leaks. Okay, temperature wise on these units you're looking more or less within 5% plus or minus of 6,000 Kelvin. Okay, if you're on full power you're probably going to get somewhere around about 20 minutes, but if you use them on a mixed settings, full power to constant video 1, maybe to a couple of times flashing with your cell phone, in complete mixed settings you're probably going to get about 2 hours worth of use out of them, but don't quote me on that. Okay, that's what the manufacturer suggests. It's not always guaranteed. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. It takes about 90 minutes to charge them, and it's always worth to, as soon as you get them from new, it's always worth to take the effort or to take the time just to charge them before you start playing with them. I know you want to get out and start lighting the world up with them, but take the time, and that way you'll be very kind to the battery. What I have done with most of my cubes, or with most of my little lighting options, is I also bastardized these little clamps, okay, like a little C-clamp. Okay, I'll put a little tripod ball head on there, okay, and then just put the Lume Cube on there to give it ultimate articulation, which is pretty cool. Alright, and so then you can just clip those wherever you want to clip them. Okay, set them however you want to set them. Everything's awesome. So up in a tree if I'm out in the forest, or in a cave, or somewhere, if I'm shooting a model. Sometimes I have actually used these as constant light options for shooting a model. That's a pretty good thing. So yeah, very adaptable. So what I do with them, like for this particular shot, what I'll do with this one is I'm going to put it behind my subject, which is this little car that you can see here. Okay, let's put that there just to create a little bit of flare, a little bit of backlighting, because what we're going to do now is we're going to use this in conjunction with our smartphone to act as our iPhone flash unit. Okay, so there's the scene that we've got in front of us. Okay, this you can see here is my iPhone, I've got the app open. Okay, when you open it up, the first thing you get to is this screen here, and that just shows you how many of the maximum of 5 Lume Cubes you've got connected to this app at this time, and that's indicated by the blue indicator that you see on the right hand side here. I've got my 2 Lume Cubes, one at the back over there and one just off to the right here, connected with this app at this time. Okay, that's indicated here. There are 2 modes that you can go into. Okay, let's go to the camera, and what you've got then down here in the interface, at the bottom right hand of the corner, is you've got either a still photo icon or a video icon. Watch what happens if I choose the video icon. Boom. The lights come on, and you can see this one's on as well, and it goes into video mode, and from there you can then just shoot your video. Off you go. If you come back to still mode, this is where it gets quite funky. All right, and this is why I wanted to do this little test now, or just to show you this feature here. We've got the scene set up. I've got one backlighting Lume Cube at the back, and I've got one off just to the right of the scene here. What I can do from here is, if I go into the Pro tab up here, what I can do is I can select each Lume Cube and I can set the power, okay, for each of the cubes, parameters, whether I want red eye or not. Okay, let's take that off for the moment. It's telling me I've got battery life, what my battery life is, and the signal for the Wi-Fi. That's awesome. Number 2, okay, and it's got a summary here on the outside here, so you can see straight away it's half power, and the backlight that I've got over there is 1/16 power. I just want to get like a little lens flare. Maybe we can go back that down a little bit. You've just got a little slider at the top here, that's for your power. Okay, goes all the way down to 1/28 of power. Let's put it on 1/32. There you go. So duration 1 second. Let's knock the red eye off for now, and I've got 95% left on this battery. Pretty awesome. Okay, so let's just wrap that one up. 2 Lume Cubes, all good to go. Go back to the camera setting, and quite simply all we do is press the shutter button on the bottom of the camera. There you go. I've just used 2 Lume Cubes to illume this scene, okay, and to take my photograph. Okay, it's got its own little gallery. From there you can go in, you can check and see the image that you've just taken. This is the shot I've just done. In the top right hand corner here, you can call up a few little gels and looks if you want to apply something to your image. If not, then you just keep it as is. Just press done there. Okay, and another little cool aspect, we live in a social media world. You go up here, you press enter, and then listed down here you've got your sharing options to Facebook, Twitter, email, text. Okay, cancel. So that's pretty much the photography mode. Also, with the right connector, I mean, I've just got a Hotshoe Connector here. You can also use them if you're going to shoot video with your DSLR. Okay, awesome stuff. But what we're going to do now in the video roll is we're going to head out to a location that's just a little bit spooky, just to show you how you can play around with light with the Lume Cubes, just by placing them in different locations, how to create nice little effects. And this, apart from anything else, is going to be a really good, it's going to just be a good laugh. So let's head on out. Well folks, we've come to Bucci Island. I've actually been here before in the Photographing Okinawa series, which you can find linked here. And if you did watch that series, you'll notice, or you'll know, that there's a good reason to come back here. We've come back to test the Lume Cubes, or to at least see how they work in the natural environment. And there's no better place locally that I know where we could test them. And the reason is because just around the corner here, we've got a whole bunch of caves. A little bit spooky, but it's going to be awesome to play with light, with the shadows, and just see how it all works. So it's going to be awesome. Let's check it out. You can really see the limestone formation of these caves. All of these areas where the liquid drips down, it brings nutrients and sediment with it, and then they just, over time, they all just calcify and just build up on top of each other. So you've got whole, just loads and loads and loads of stalactites and stalagmites hanging down, and popping up from the ground, but I'll show you those in just a minute. And the real reason that I came here is because around the back through the forest there is actually a way to get into a yeah, like a dome, as it were, like a gallery that's completely encased inside the rock, completely dark, and it will be the perfect place to test the Lume Cubes. So that's where we're heading now. Looks a bit spooky. Okay. One of the reasons also that I was a bit concerned about the temperature in here. Let me just turn this other camera off. Oh wow. The lenses on that are a little bit foggy. Okay. Well, look at this. Testament to the humidity. Check the lens out on that one. This is the little camera that I film with. It's only a little EOS M2, but completely fogged up. Crazy. Okay, but yeah, the as I was saying, one of the reasons why I was a little bit concerned about the temperature in here is because we're in the middle of winter, and I got like 2 or 3 layers on, because even in Okinawa, where it's normally quite nice and warm, you do actually get cooler areas of the year, times of the year, and we're in that right now. It's end of the year, December, so you get day temperatures down to about 14 degrees, which for Okinawa is cold. You've got people like me. I mean, I always wear a beanie, but loads of people wearing beanies, big fleece jackets. They get used to the temperature, so it can be very, very cool, or feel very cool. Now, this island, Bucci Island, is actually quite famous for the habu pit viper snakes, and seeing as they like warm, damp areas, and me being in a very warm, rather damp area right now, I obviously have to keep my eyes very much peeled just to make sure that nothing untoward happens. But rest assured, if I see one of the slippery buggers, I'll be sure to introduce you guys. But right now I want to check out and see where we can place a couple of Lume Cubes, just in order to see what kind of effects we can get when we're in a cave environment. Okay, well, I've located 2 Lume Cubes inside the cave. What I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to turn off my main light, and using my iPhone, all I'm going to do is I'm going to fire up the Lume Cubes remotely from the app. Okay, just to show the ease of use, as it were, with the app. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do that. Ooh. Turn this sucker off. Where is that? Okay, in the middle. Okay, so bear with me, it's going to be a bit dark, I know that, so let me just open up the app. Ooh, there's one, and for some reason number 2 is, oh, there he is, they're both fired up. Okay, how does that look? That's not too bad, is it? And then if I want to, what I can do, if I want to change the power, see that? This one over here to my right is losing power. I'm going to scroll the power down, there you go, all the way down to, I've got more light on this one down here behind me now, and I can, if I want to, I can reverse that bias, turn this one completely up, and Lume Cube number 2, let's take the power of that one down. So we've just got a very small light in the back of me there. Alright, how cool is that? Not bad, eh? Okay, well, here we are again. Different setup this time, different location. All I'm going to do in a moment, same thing. I'm just going to turn off the light that's behind me, and then just illumine the Lume Cubes using the all-on feature. Both of the cubes are set at 100% power, so hopefully we will flood the area with copious amounts of lovely Lume Cube LED light. Okay, let's turn this baby out. Dun, dun. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's see if I can find my way back to my seat. Okay, so I've just got the Lume Cube app open. Hit the all on button. Ta-da! Let there be light. And there was. I've got one over to my right and the other one just behind my right shoulder there. Okay, how awesome is that? I can play around with the light, turn it down on one side, create shadows. Let's look at the other one. So we can turn this one up again. So that one's now back up to 100%. We can turn the bias down on this side, create different shadows, different light effects. How awesome is that? So it is very hot and very humid in here, so I think that we've done an awesome job with just seeing how these work on constant light. Earlier on I showed you how they work with in conjunction with the camera on your smart device, so you can use them as a flash unit for your smart device. Opens up a whole new realm of photography with your smart device, which is awesome. Okay, so from there all I'm going to do is wish you adios. I'm going to get out of this hot and humid cave. Haven't seen any snakes, awesome job, but from here on in it's going to be Lume Cubes all the way. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more adventures where I can use these guys, so looking forward to them and looking forward to taking you on those adventures. Cheers guys. Let's get out of this hole. Glad to be out, that's for sure. God, it's so humid in there.